Hey, uh, I might be back. You tell me if I'm here. Um, things are weird right now. Like, real weird. Um, and the reason they're real weird is apparently apparently I shouldn't have ended that stream and tried to restart. Uh, because Twitch is having system-wide issues allowing users to go live. I think I got through here, but Streamlabs is showing slightly weird things compared to normal. And everything's funky. So, I don't know. I guess I could go to my own Twitch page and do the inception of does it show that I'm live? It does look like I'm live. You can see me. Okay. Do I even have a stream title? I'm gonna not stream this, I guess, because I don't. Twitch Inception seems weird. Streaming myself streaming sounds like a thing that just shouldn't happen, but. Alright, I don't know. Hypothetically, I'm online. Hey, no, that's fair. Loki, no! Yeah, hey, Ghostly. Alright, it looks like you see me, which is exciting. Does he go? There he is. Oh, yeah, they did get him into another game. Yeah, so again, everybody, I'm sorry that it took a while and everything still seems funky, so I'm like half uncertain if I should stream, but it seems like you folks are here, so maybe I can actually stream stuff. But broadly, Twitch is having issues right now. Specifically, their Twitch is failing to load. So yeah, I was having a very hard time actually getting Twitch to allow me to start a new stream, which was very funky. But it's definitely a them thing. Anyhow, Nerd keeps pointed out that we got some funky Water 2 alchemists going on. Okay, so there was a bunch of water cult rewards. And I guess if you get Earth 1 blocked, you go Water 2 alchemist? Sure, why not? I don't know. It's fun. Anyhow, I should actually try to play my own game, I guess. You want your money back, you should get your money back, yeah. I mean, yeah, that was just really weird. I normally you could end a stream and then you just click the start a new stream button and it lets you. And then all of a sudden today, the time where I wanted to go back to back, it was like, no, you can't start a new stream. To be honest, I wasn't even able to title this video, so I don't know what this one's called currently. I don't know what I'm streaming. I'm assuming the same thing as last time. I assume it's just Terra Mystica Arena Fun, but like it's things are a bit funky at the Twitch world right now. They're definitely having issues, but you want to play but you want to watch. I mean, it's your choice. It still says Arena Fun. Okay, that makes sense, but yeah, it's weird times. All right, now is a classic day where you're gonna sit and watch me blab on until I finally actually pull a game. Oh, except maybe we'll pull a game fast. We only need one more person. Ghostly, you could be that person. Go do it. You're torn? Yeah, it's fair. It's whatever you prefer. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. We're actually on 50-50, only played 2 games. Interesting. Well, I'm currently largely giving away free... Well, maybe freeload's not quite right, but I'm not exactly crushing every game I play, right? Like, that's just not what's been happening. Ooh, Twitch chat friend Gray is playing a game. Look at that. Here's an actual, like, reasonable, normal color wheel on this map with actually good factions. Oh, I'm so jealous. Why don't I have games like this anymore? I want in. Come on, table. Let's not throw in dumb shit. Okay, I gotta put in good factions, and I gotta hope the rest of the table goes that. You think your win was the Zora stream? Awesome. Damn, you're in a game where you'd try to get in there? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, people are allowed to just be in games. It's all good. We'll get somebody. Oh, I could actually probably drop in. Again, I'm not been good about stream announcements. Do. Sorry, I got distracted there. Needed some other stuff in Discord. Silly times, silly times. Do. All right, let's go. Actually, I could go to the forums. I've not peeked at the forums. Not that there's been much drama anywhere anymore. Yeah. Doesn't look like there's anything interesting going on. Nope. Oh, the drama thread has another post. Maybe something's exciting. Whatever. Yeah. I guess we peek at the other stuff for a little bit here. Chaos Magicians decided to double dig this hex. Always interesting. It's a reasonable hex to take. This hex appears to have been dug by... Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay, that's what they're talking about. I was going to say, why does this hex look like it's been dug? But Chaos must have turned it red, and then Alchemist maybe turned it back to yellow and is using this as a connection plan or something. But we'll see. Alchemists do have fully advanced digging already and 9 workers. Feels pretty good for them. I don't know, whatever. This is a weird... Oh, yeah, it is a digging game. You'd hop into queue to play instead of watch, but you think you're recovering from the beatdown yesterday. Oh, well, fair enough. It's all good. You gotta play games and you gotta have some losses, but sometimes it's fun to just watch. I get it. I don't blame anybody. I oftentimes just want to watch games or do other stuff, and the whole kind of resetting my mental attitude to I'm just kind of doing some exploration and I'm just kind of playing has been really good though again, because yeah, for a while I was getting a little too annoyed about some losses because I really was trying to be an arena champ. I still broadly think I probably have the skills to be an arena champ, but the combination of streaming doesn't make it very easy to truly focus on the game, and then I do still think there's some just variation in how games play out and what lines opponents take, and I think I had a bit of a rough run, and I just don't have the desire to grind out enough arena games to try to fix that, so... You want to queue up, but you keep hearing my advice to just not play arena? Yeah, so, dude, in your position, I would just not queue arena. Hey, and I have a game anyhow, so there you go. Oh, Ghostly did it. Well done, man. Well done. We thank you all. See ya, buddy. Thanks. Thanks, friend. Alright, we have Ghostly in the game. It's exciting times. We're missing 4 coins in a cult step. We're missing dwelling scoring. We're missing worker power. The track is big buildings early into trading posts, into spades, dwellings, and trading posts. So the track's a little awkward because it's kind of like build up early but then do digs. But the best way to do digs is to get a lot of dwellings out. So... that part's... and to build trading posts before digging is a little tough if you're going to try to be a dig bomb faction. So I think dig bombing is probably not the game plan here, and instead maybe you open Stronghold or Sanctuary if you're that sort of faction. Otherwise you build a couple, maybe 1 or 2 trading posts, do just a little bit of digging, a hard dig or something, build some more dwellings, save the rest of the trading posts for the end. We'll see. Swarmlings is a very reasonable pick here. All the pass tiles for Swarmlings are in the game. If you can open Stronghold and Sanctuary, or Stronghold into Sanctuary, this is a very nice Swarmlings game for sure. It seems I am back. Yeah, it took me a while to get back. It was weird to get started. So as I've said a couple times now, Twitch is like having issues currently, and so it was really messy. But yeah, I am back. This is a chaos track. Chaos build up and goes digging. Yes, chaos is definitely reasonable. You've definitely done it a few times, but the higher you get, the more nervous. You think it's reasonable to still queue up if you're enjoying TM over the arena champ? Yeah, so the tricky part for NerdCube is like you've already been the arena champ and you've already been top 3 several times, so do you really care? But at the same time, you basically, I think, have this arena season in the bag if you just don't play arena for the next 4 weeks. So I agree. The question is, how much do you want to play arena? But if I was in your position, there's no way I'd be queuing up for arena. I've repeatedly said, I think, even at the start of this season, like, the day you see me a bit over 1800 is the day I'm stopping until somebody actually passes me. And you're already up into the 1840s. I would not touch the queue. But again, it does depend on how much you care about winning arena versus just playing games. But if you still see Ghostly watching, he's not. You sent him upstairs so he can't hear, but our Fire Stick auto logs in with his Twitch account. Oh, hey, I had no idea that you two were, like, whatever. But that's cool. And also, I don't really check. I don't really care, especially currently. There's definitely been a couple other streams where all of a sudden, like yesterday, I think that was, where the one guy was like responding to things I was saying out loud. I'm like, that's yeah, stream sniping's not cool, but it's one of the risks I have of streaming anyhow. Like, if I cared that much, I just wouldn't stream. But anybody, if they care enough, they can create an account that I don't know is tied to their username and try to stream snipe me, and it would give them a slight advantage towards beating me, but whatever. We do see Chaos Magicians get put in, so this is a table that believes in putting in reasonable factions. I like it. Another faction that fits here very well, of course, is Darklings. You build up to Sanctuary and you save Priests to do digging, so I think Darklings makes plenty of sense for this game. Alchemists, I don't think make a ton of sense. But it could be, yeah, maybe, actually. I don't know. It's admittedly, Alchemists kind of fit this track. You build a stronghold in one of the opening rounds. You try to save a bunch of workers. You don't worry about water 1 that much, and you just go nuts in a digging rounds. Maybe. The problem is I'm bored and I'll probably put in Darklings instead, but George Shortwell had a Made Alchemist on this yesterday. He got the dream everything, but it was cool to see it's possible. Oh, yeah, that's really cool to hear, because I agree. Like, Alchemists in general on this are just a little tough. It feels like you need to get a decent number of digs early and then actually, like, just advanced digging. It feels like the early ship stuff doesn't really work on this map. Except for, obviously, I think you still try to leverage one ship and some digs onto this stuff. Like, that's good. But I don't think rushing to 2 or 3 ship does much on this map, but you think Nomads have a game here? Could be. Given that Witches got put in, Darklings sandwiching Swarmlings isn't really that bad, so it could be done. But I do kind of like the Nomads suggestion. I do think Nomads with Stronghold tend to do better, or tend to be an option. This could actually be a fun game. Maybe I will put Nomads, because one of the things I like to do with Nomads that I don't often get a good chance at is just actually skipping going favors for a while, and you just go Stronghold into a couple dwellings. You don't do much in round 2, and then you actually build a bunch of trading posts in round 3, and you try to get on the so the problem with that game plan is you really want to get on the big building tile and the trading post tile, which is the exact same thing Swarmlings want to do. So it's probably too much competition there, but it's definitely reasonable. I could just put in Brown faction, right? I mean, I could, like, it is round 4 digs. I could just throw halflings in. The problem with halflings is that I don't love the track. You're gonna get like no track points until digging. So cultists don't really fit the track that well either, but color-wise they do. I still don't really mind just throwing in darklings. Currently, I'm expecting swarmlings, witches, and then darklings, and like chaos. Otherwise, if I throw in nomads, you're gonna get witches, swarmlings, witches, nomads. The problem with nomads in this game is I think the classic nomads problem. Where are you getting? Are you getting enough neighbors this game to do anything? I'm not convinced of it. I'm gonna be boring. Make this an easy game. I like all four of these factions. Then I'm looking to just have some fun, play factions I know that are good and interesting. Sandwiching the swarmlings is gonna not really hurt them. So normally I don't like sandwiches, but here it's not such a big deal. Halflings look nice. Halflings were fine. I don't really think halflings are particularly good, to be honest, though. Like, the problem is, round 4 digs is not a good enough reason to play halflings. And so, you're only going to dig a bunch as halflings, and where else are your points going to come from halflings? The past tiles, there's no dwelling scoring, which is what you want. Like, I just don't see where the points are for halflings throughout the rest of the game. They're going to hit digs hard, and then that's kind of it. Doesn't seem good enough. As for what's best here, I think witches are quite reasonable. Witches should... It depends on who's playing swarmlings, but you hope swarmlings aren't here. So as witches, you think you're going to win the race to this hex. And so then you probably get away with the classic like stuff I love to do as witches, where I just go through this area, this stuff, and you connect, you play big network, you play a bunch of towns. You can open stronghold, and then you go into some mid-game trading posts, maybe get a water 1, do a hard dig or 2, keep building all your dwellings, put out a few more trading posts late. The past tiles aren't great for scoring off that. I do like to get out lots of dwellings early as witches. But the past tiles are far from clear here, by the way. I did forget about that. Darklings could try for a sanctuary opener, which would be quite good, obviously. Wow. Nobody agrees on who's best here either. I could just take Darklings. And honestly, it's not that wild to just take Darklings. I think it's quite likely that Darklings gets enough power to just open Sanctuary. And so if you get a Sanctuary opening on Darklings, is that possibly the best faction here? Probably not. But if Darklings just starts here and here, and then you either advance ship or you actually temp ship your way over into this stuff and through this stuff, I mean, how can it be a particularly bad Darklings game? It can't, but whatever. Interesting auction. You'd be happy to bid witches 5 to 10 points in Darklings here. I think that's reasonable. Darklings and Fort Seat have a decent chance opening Sanctuary into Trading Post Temple round 3. Track works well for them. Darklings are quite good. That's what I mean. I'm not going to lie. Witches seem really good with Spade. Yeah, I mean, that's partly what I'm trying to sit at here, right? Like, there's a lot to consider, and I only have 20 seconds to consider it. Well, that's a problem. I probably will just bid witches then. I love witches. I'd give myself some thinking time. But if witches get to start with the Spade tile, that's pretty good. Although, what exactly do witches really want to open here is not super clear. If Swarmling somehow gets the priest tile, that would be amazing. Chaos is gonna... The fight for the workers action actually looks really intense. So maybe Darklings don't get to open... Maybe Darklings don't get to open Sanctuary, because the problem is Chaos really wants to open Sanctuary. So they're gonna take a workers power action, and it might literally be the first thing they do. In which case, Darklings are still good. But Ghostly also likes the witches a lot, which is fair. If you were Ghostly, you might try to overbid witches on the assumption that I prefer them. Yeah. You think Tempship over the Spade, but Spade is real good. Yeah, Tempship witches is really good too. CM are best by quite a bit for me here, you think? Quite a bit, meaning at least 5 points. I like the Chaos Magicians a lot too, to be honest. But witches, folks. I love witches. Part of the problem is I just want to play Econ Witches some more too. But part of my issue for Chaos is that, well, I guess it's not an issue, right? I'm going to just take a 2 workers action. But I think you have to take 2 workers action as your first move this game. Which is fine, but I don't love it. But it's worth paying for a bit. The nice thing about Chaos is that the track is really good for Chaos Magicians. You love to build late trading posts as Chaos. This is a decent time as Chaos to build a trading post and consider going for your another temple for a Water 1. Building dwellings even kind of late as Chaos tends to work. Getting lots of extra workers early is good for Chaos. So there's a lot to like. Chaos has track, cult rewards, pass tiles. The pass tiles are quite good for Chaos Magicians. They like the ship tile and the big building tile. CM love Tempship or Spade here. They'll get Temple and 2 dwellings and then a round 2 Sanctuary. Actually, yeah, that's true. You could just go round 2 Sanctuary. We really never get to see me playing Econ Witches on this stream. You wouldn't stress about round 1 Sanctuary. Yeah, I think that's all actually fair. I think Chaos absolutely can think about delaying the Sanctuary this game. I am often a Sanctuary or bust type Chaos player, but here it is very reasonable to delay the Sanctuary for a round. So yeah. I'm going to go back to Witches for a little bit, but I think I probably do take Darklings pretty soon. I mean, I'm not sure, I guess, because if I think, it does depend a lot on what Chaos is going to do. If I think Darklings has a chance at getting the workers and the coins to start with, Darklings are really good here. If they get to open Sanctuary on the back of that. But, I don't know. Ultimately, I think all of these factions have a lot of play. Admittedly, I maybe should be a little hesitant to keep bidding Witches so much, because I don't think there's... Well, so this Swarmlings player is okay, but I guess Witches... I probably actually should stop bidding Witches after this. I love playing Witches, but... The one issue with Witches is if Swarmlings does decide to go here and take this Hex, that's actually a really big swing in the game. It's really... Actually, if Swarmlings are here too, Chaos does have a slight issue. Or are Chaos starting here this game, right? Like, this is also a big debate. Like, this is always fun, but I've really, like... This still almost often feels better for Chaos to just make sure that you get over to these other areas. The problem with when you start here is that sometimes you get cut off of these other red hexes. Because, like, Darklings will sometimes want to triple dig this and town through here. And if that happens, I'm kind of like, do you start here as Chaos or do you start here? Here you get a lot of extra leech this game, which is great fun. But here you get enough leech. And you get probably better expansion. You're a little slower on a town. But, I don't know. You think Chaos is too low. This is a neat matchup. You think Darklings are right as the 30 faction, but I wouldn't be unhappy playing Swarmlings here on even points with Darklings. You could also do a digging strat this game with so many workers on the cults. Yeah, I do agree that the digging strat Chaos is possible here. Darklings need 4 leech round 1 to open Sanctuary, assuming they get the first Priest to Earth and take Earth 1 first favor. So delaying your TP to your second move actually makes getting enough leech a bit tricky, but probably still fine given we're Swarming Chaos likely upgrade. This should definitely be E2. It's so much better for expansion. Okay, so I think I agree. I think most of the time where I've started a center is chaos. It's actually not even that thrilling. Like it feels so exciting for chaos to just get to just get 3 hexes and not need a bridge. But oh wow, and we're playing chaos here. Okay, fair enough. Um, I think I'm convinced with the rest of you that chaos has a hell of a game here. So if no one wants Darklings, he takes them. Yeah, that's. I mean. Um, I think I do just need to start here. I think it's just, yeah, way too good for expansion as chaos. I think I just always late can expand up through here. And the problem is if I don't start here, as I said, you start here and you wind up building through here. And then you have to try to, like, all of a sudden your expansion after your first couple hexes is a lot harder. Whereas here, especially if I do get to just take all of this early, this is really good. I still personally am far from, like, I still am very happy to just open Sanctuary, but we'll see what I get left. But my instinct personally is to just open Sanctuary. I'm happy to open Temple and 2 dwellings if I somehow can guarantee that I actually get 2 dwellings. But it's not clear to me that I can guarantee 2 dwellings here, so... On Ghostly's stream, I hate it when these experienced players throw in a faction to make a sandwich. It's so volatile. Yeah, so as I explicitly said, sandwich Swarmlings is a different ball game in my opinion. It's not actually very volatile here because Swarmlings usually are just gonna go be like, okay, I'm gonna go, throw myself into a corner. Now, will we actually see Swarmlings throw himself in a corner? We'll find out. I think Swarmlings should just start here. I think Swarmlings can get this town and this town this game and just live with an abandoned stronghold if they're smart. But they're doing this. So this is unfortunate by a lot. This was my concern as chaos. Swarmlings are going to eye up this double dig very early, and that really shifts the game a lot here. It's really unfortunate that Swarmlings aren't over here, so that was a big gamble. Swarmlings going here is also really interesting. Witches don't really need this hex at all. So if Swarmlings take this from Witches, Witches still can Stronghold fly over here. So this just looks very wrong. But one option is I could start here now. I get a lot less leech, but I maybe beat Swarmlings to this hex. But Swarmlings could still just take some dumb power tile and double dig it first. So I think I have to still start here, but this is not what I wanted to see. What is that? This is very, very good for Darklings and Witches. Yeah, so this is like my kind of complaint, right? Like, lately, I just feel like I don't get lucky. Like, if Swarmlings just started where I think most of us assumed they were going to, things were fine for me. But this is going to be Swarmlings double digging this hex. And for some reason, they're not here, so they're not pressuring Witches, like, really important hex. You'd have definitely gone center there after the Swarmlings placement. Interesting. So you would have just shifted to going center. See, the problem is if Darklings takes this double dig from me, where it takes this before I can get to it, which I think is likely, isn't that pretty awful? Like, the thing is, if I start... So I've done this before, but if you start here as chaos, and then you kind of build early this area, and then you get over here, and all of a sudden this is gone, what do? Like, what's the game plan at that point? It feels so bad to me when that happens. I see. Okay, you're thinking that if you go advanced digging, it's okay. Fair enough. I'm not going to be that sad about this. I mean, part of my dream is that I'm going to beat Witches here. Like, if I still get these hexes and beat Swarmlings to this, then it's pretty fine. Now, if Swarmlings actually comes through here and Witches beats me here, then I gotta try to get this thing and do 2 bridges for a town. I agree, that part sounds ugly, but we'll see. I think my game plan is to just go Sanctuary. So I think I'm taking this tile and taking the workers first action at this point. I mean, the only other alternative is I do take this and I build here and then I single dig this, but giving the Priest to Swarmlings just feels too good. The Priest to Fire feels really nice here. Witches took the Spade, not Temp Ship. Yeah, Advanced Dig is good for round 4. I agree. If CM goes center here, Witches seem to be in a super dominant position. I do agree that's feeding Witches a lot of resources. Is Ghostly reading a double dig on his G8, G6 green? I have no idea. I honestly don't know really anything of what's happening, to be honest. The only thing I do know is that I think both Darklings and myself want these workers. Because I do just want to open Sanctuary here. Now, this is definitely going to put my leech tempo a bit behind. So that part sucks. But I just get a guaranteed Sanctuary, which I do love. And maybe I love too much, but I'm going to do it. Swarmlings took the 1 worker tile? Oh, they did. Interesting. Yeah, they could have taken coins, and instead they took 1 worker. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't pay attention to that choice. Don't know what that means. I mean, Swarmlings are going to get enough power to double dig, because other things are happening. What did Darklings... Oh, Darklings sent Priest to Fire first move. Wow. Okay. I mean, I guess I should have been able to see that coming, because Darklings want to take Fire 1 with their Sanctuary opening still. Although they're not opening Sanctuary anymore. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it's a good move from Darklings. That's definitely a little bit of a bummer to me, but I'm still just going to send this Priest to Fire, I guess. It just costs me a little. Round 2 Sanctuary is guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, Darklings can always get a round 2 Sanctuary, though. Like, that's just literally not a concern. Swarmlings also take a Priest. So Swarmlings aren't actually... Swarmlings didn't rush this Hex or this Hex. So now I am a little sad that I didn't go for something else, but who could have possibly known Swarmlings weren't going to pressure any of that? I also didn't actually wind up losing any leech tempo, which is kind of hilarious, because both Darklings and Swarmlings did other things, so... Round 2 Sanctuary is so medium. Yeah, like, as Darklings, round 2 Sanctuary is honestly just my default. Like, it's quite easy to achieve in general. Now, it's still a fine move for Darklings to send their Priest there, especially if they're going to open Fire 1. Because if you open Fire 1, you really do want more workers. So, like, it's still a totally fine move. And it was always a slight risk here, for sure. I mean, I could just send the first Priest to Air instead, I guess. But I'm probably still going to just send Priest to Fire. But I don't know. We'll see. Ghostly does open... Stronghold here, and the Stronghold is in the right spot. He has learned from us that, you know, your Stronghold town is here or through here, or in this matchup it could actually just be the center, but regardless, it's in the right spot. There really is no pressure on Earth 1 this game, but I'm opening Sanctuary, so I guess Fire 1 has slightly more. I don't know. I'll take Fire 1, Earth 1 here, and then I'm still just going to take the classics in a second. Oh, and Swarmling sent the first Priest to Air. Okay, well, never mind. I'm not getting either of those Priest spots, so I'll just send another Priest to Fire here. That's totally fine. Why not get income from 2 income favor? I'm still opening Sanctuary here, so I don't need to take Earth 1, but I'm about to build a Sanctuary and just take the others. So I don't think the order mattered. I'm taking Fire 1, Earth 1, Earth 2, Air 2, like the pretty usual chaos stuff. I'm not doing anything funky, so. Temp shipping is available, and it looks like Ghostly is going to get to pass for temp shipping here. Which, that feels pretty... Oh, wait. No, Ghostly still has a Spade he wants to use. Okay. Darklings takes the coins. Makes sense. Darkling still is going to get a decent bit of power. I don't think it's quite enough for him to eke out a Sanctuary, though. Anyhow, as I said, I take Earth 2, Air 2, get the classic Chaos stuff rolling. Ghostly's going to presumably use his spade and just like make this green. And then I'm going to be tempted to not actually use my priest and just pass for temp shipping. Yeah, temp shipping because it's open. And temp shipping is great because it gets me to this hex, and then it might give me flexibility to take this or this. Honestly, actually, if I pass for temp ship, I could just double dig this first move, and then probably... Oh, yeah, well, then Swarmleads takes this. So, yeah, I mean, I think I pass for temp ship here, and I just take this hex first move. Because nobody should take this, and then I could also temp ship here and very possibly beat witches here. And getting this stretch of stuff is actually really strong. I have one extra worker coming in, which is all I need then too, right? I would have 1, 2, 3 workers to build 1, 2, 3 dwellings in round 2. Chaos getting away with building 3 dwellings in round 2 is very good. So I think it makes sense to just not use this priest, and I can just send the priest to air or other spots. Temp shipping is just so good here, and the tempo is really good. The awkward part about temp shipping is my power right now. I'm going to waste a little bit of the power, but oh well. Darklings does not have the ability to open Sanctuary. So I'm not getting more leech right now either. Yeah, this feels really good to me. Temp ship is power overflow. Yeah. Ghostly has 2 actions left, Spade and Witch's Flight. No, Ghostly already used his Witch's Flight. Ghostly does not have a Witch's Flight left. I don't know when that was, but I think this temp ship plan is really good. Getting to the... And Ghostly goes boo because, yeah, indeed. That's not a good sign for him because I definitely take... Well, he doesn't need this hex, as I said. He's going to ship 3 this game anyhow. Temp ship is just really good for Ghostly here because he would have been able to build so many dwellings the next round. But he'll survive. I'm a couple coins short, but you'll be able to figure that out with some leech. I mean, I'm 2 coins short, but I have 1 extra power, so I'm 1 resource short of this. Yeah, it's literally 1 coin short, exactly. And I have 2 priests, so I'm not short at all because one of the priests can just... Like, the priest will somehow give me enough power. I'll have to burn to 6 tokens. That's going to be the biggest bummer, but I'm still going to open Sanctuary with 3 dwellings in round 2, and I will more critically have town space lined up here. And again, I might get some good tempo on getting this hex. And if I'm chaos in here and through here this game, I have like pretty clear at least 2 towns. And yeah, I don't know. It feels really good. I don't think it can be bad here. We'll get 3 powers from Darklings too. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna get leech from this. If I build here, the other upshot of Swarmlings being through all of this stuff is that being here, Swarmlings is also gonna feed me a lot of leech off of these hexes. So like things still look really good here. Like I didn't get some of the priest spots I wanted. I didn't get some of the stuff I wanted, but things feel totally fine here. Ghostly did get to pass onto the big building tile, and he chose to use some power to make a worker. I think that's actually a really good move from Ghostly. Using 3 power to make a worker is quite good when you can build the dwelling, because it's really like he just made 2 workers. Because 1 worker is the dwelling itself, and the other worker is the extra one he produced. So 3 power for 2 workers is, better than what I just did. So there's much as I might want to like scoop a 3 spot on other tracks. Obviously, I need to secure this hex before Ghostly flies here. Yeah, Ghostly fly in there would be really, really bad for me. Priest to water looks reasonable. Priest to earth long term is very strong. So really just, I think my next action is whatever 3 spot comes back. Darklings takes a priest here. I'm not totally sure what Darklings... Oh, Darklings have so many coins. So Darklings' plan is going to be probably Sanctuary, Advanced Ship, and put down 2 dwellings. That's what I would do. It doesn't mean it's absolutely what he'll do, but... I'm guessing that's actually what all these priests are for. So I might get both of these 3 spots. And as much as we talked about trying to leverage all these extra early workers, which is a reasonable plan, I think just scooping up 3 spots is pretty good. Ghostly just takes a coins action. I really like that when you open Stronghold and he's doing enough expansion. I mean, he could honestly fly and just build 2 dwellings this round if he wants. He could just build a temple this round. Actually, going temple for Earth 1 feels great for witches, right? He absolutely, with those coins, can just go for Earth 1. Swarmlings takes workers. Not sure what the plan is. Given that I don't think these priests are going to cults, and I don't really care if I'm forced to send priests to air, I think just securing these hexes and this extra leech is the right move. Yeah, maximizing leech seems good. It looks like I could build at least 1 trading post next round, and I could even maybe go for 2 trading posts next round if I want to try to get a bridge and race for a 2 key town. We'll see. This Swarmlings game is kind of making you sad. Yeah, I mean, this Swarmlings player probably isn't doing what they're supposed to. Swarmlings declined leech, did they? I don't pay enough attention. Yeah, Swarmlings did decline leech. But now they take that? So they declined the 4 for 3, but they took the 3 for 2. I mean, they're not really a great player. In general, you should probably accept all the leech you can get. Although, one of the downsides of Swarmlings choosing to start here, by the way, most of us experts were definitely thinking Swarmlings were going to start here and try to make a town here and a town here and just leverage their early stronghold for leech. But to be fair, a lot of mediocre Swarmlings players want to play for network, so this does give him an opportunity to connect, and maybe he's gonna fight for network and stuff yet. Who really knows? I'm not totally sure why he took workers. I don't really know what the game plan is. He has a spade here too, which I don't really know where it goes. I guess just here, right? Yeah. But I would have thought he was gonna go for a temple. We'll see. But declining leech seemed good, to be honest. Yeah, the more I think about it, I actually think I would decline leech too, because he's already got enough leech. I don't really know where his game plan is going to go with more resources, but regardless, I'm not in charge of these things. I think here is where I start just taking 3 steps on the cults, starting with this one. Is he going for a town? You've always advocated declining big Swarmlings. You think that was right? I have advocated that. So the more I think about it, I agree. I'm warming up to declining that 4 for 3. He's got so much leech already and he's not going to snowball much this game. Swarmlings just don't snowball. So I'm agreeing with chat now that I'm looking at that one harder. I think declining was totally fine. I think the more questionable thing is why he took a worker's power action. But regardless, we'll see. It looks like Ghostly is going to put his temple here. Normally, I would put the temple up here and go for like a bridge sanctuary town. But I think this is really smart from Ghostly because this sanctuary town looks really nice, and this can just be your stronghold town, especially because Ghostly surely can see that I'm already trying to beat him here anyhow. So I like that move a lot from Ghostly. I think I do just take the 3-step on water here. I think I want to play a kind of culty chaos game at least. The downside is to get the spade, I'll have to send another priest to cult, and that means I might not actually advance dig. But I'm not that convinced I need to go advance digging chaos. It's still good, but Ghostly not going for Earth 1? How do we know Ghostly's not going for Earth 1? It only takes 1 point of leech not to have to burn to 6, which would be nice. Yeah, I agree. I am hoping for a point of leech, but wisely Swarmleys denies me it, which is fair. Darklings did go for the advanced ship game plan and is just going to build another dwelling. Ghostly is presumably going for Earth 1, everybody, and indeed he does. I really like what... I think Ghostly is doing very good things. Witches that get to open Stronghold on this map into Earth 1. He looks to have a town here, probably a town through here, although Darklings might be eyeing this up. But if Ghostly gets the double dig here for this beautiful center town, and then gets this sanctuary town and then town here, it looks nice. It looks quite nice. Ghostly has like a really nice setup. 4 town witches incoming. It could be, actually. We'll see. Chaos Mahalflings would be fun. Why build free dwellings before Earth 1? So the reason, when did he build a dwelling? Or, oh, he did this flight before Earth 1? Oh, he did do the flight. I see. Okay, that does look slightly questionable. I missed that. I see what you're saying. He should have Earth 1 before the flight, but I have to burn here, which I was trying to avoid, but not a big deal. I still have 6 power tokens. I have a very nice start. I have 2 priests. I have 2 priests on the cults on 3 steps. I have sanctuary, 3 dwellings. I have a town space, although I do need to take a bridge. But this is a nice start for sure. The flight, yeah. The fact that he did the flight was weird. He might be trying to pass exactly at the right time for temp ship. Yeah, maybe that's it. You guys might be right. Maybe he might still be eyeing up temp ship, which is reasonable. Although I don't know if he really needs it, but. What does he need it for? Yeah, exactly. It could just be Ghostly made a slight error in terms of prioritizing. He maybe should have... He maybe was supposed to do the flight after taking Earth 1. But regardless, that's a pretty minor thing in the grand scheme. Ghostly's game still looks quite nice here. He's doing a lot of good things. The pass is a little tricky here for Ghostly. None of these tiles are particularly good. The pass is going to be a little awkward for me too, although I think I get Swarmlead's Spade. Never mind, it's not going to be awkward. It looks like Swarmleads have to pass next move, and that means I get the Spade tile, which is so good. So good. Things are flowing well, folks. You would maybe prioritize coins or VP instead of temp ship. Yeah, it's only 2 points. Still a good spot for witches. Yeah, exactly. I mean, 2-point errors are stuff we should worry about, right? Like, it is a small little thing. He probably was supposed to do it in the other order. But exactly, it is only 2 points, and his position still looks quite nice. I like what he's done with his actions and resources. I think he has to pass here, but he's thinking about what he wants. The trading post tile is kind of interesting for Ghostly. I think Ghostly could get away with building 2 trading posts next round. But we'll see what he takes here. Because, I mean, 3 power and 2 coins is not the worst pass tile just in of itself, but Darkling's giving Witches their western neighbor early is a great break. They could have built A3 instead of C2. Yeah, that's actually true too. Witches having a neighbor here already is really nice. Although, to be fair, Darkling's actually... So, to be fair, Darkling's also want a neighbor though, right? I'm guessing Darkling's plan is to also build a temple next round, or at least think about building a trading post. So I'm guessing Darklings chose to build here because I think Darklings are considering racing a temple for 1/1 or something like that. But regardless, it is nice for both of them that they already have neighbors up over here. I really like a lot of what Witches are up to. He does go for the power and coins. Swarmblades are very likely to pass into big building here, and then I pass for the spade quite happily. Although I could debate the trading post tile. My current plan is probably to build 2 trading posts and open with a bridge and just go for the town. I mean, Swarmblades are going to beat me to a town, but... So this is 4 points, but the spade is probably just worth 4 points to me still, because I can just take this hex. My round can be trading post, dwelling. Possibly a bridge. Even an 8-point town actually looks kind of good because I would get 1 step on a track where I kind of want it. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to just take the spade. But the trading post tile is not too wrong either because... Yeah, whatever, we'll see. You think Witches should be taking coins, not double dig? You think Witches need double spade next? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure which either way. I do think Witches just double spading the center and securing this hex is a very reasonable play. Because Witches could also just go for a really quick town and leverage, like, they can leverage a coin town this game if you're going to get extra coins that early. I mean, we'll see what Ghostly wants to do, but Witches do need a lot of spades this game, and they don't have, like, absolutely crazy number of workers yet, so they can't get away with a ton of hard digs, but I mean, it does look like Ghostly needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spades still this game in order to get 3 towns. 8 spades when there's not a lot of spades in the cult track and you're not really getting to pass for the spade much is a lot of spades to generate. But we'll see. They could advance dig. Me getting coins would be dreamy. Yeah, so getting coins here is quite nice. Although my initial thought was to take the bridge, but we'll see. This is a pretty great game. Crazy Swirly's placement at all. Getting that G7 green hex is awesome. Yeah, so that's, I mean, to be fair, part of why I start here is just in general, Chaos, I think, just has better expansion on this map when you start here. And in this case, it's because I did win the race to this hex. But, like, this hex is so good for Chaos Magicians. Like, this stretch is also, like, really good. And the problem is, again, if I start here, there's, like, no way that I would have achieved what I've done already, right, in terms of map placement. I would have got more early leech, and then I probably still get these 2 hexes. But then further expansion is tough, where currently my expansion is great. I just build this. I could even, like, I don't know, I have options. But regardless, Ghostly takes coins. I think that's very justifiable, and I think you guys are right that I think we're looking at digging Witches then, which is very cool and very reasonable way to generate all those spades. So Ghostly will have the resources to get away with double digging, so... Swarmlings took a coin town? Am I seeing this right, everybody? They took the coin town and not the 2 key town. So if I take the bridge, I just get 2 key town? I don't see how I don't just get a 2-key town if I just do this. I guess Ghostly could hard dig and somehow find a way to beat me to 2-key town, but Ghostly ain't doing that. Two keys seems awesome. It is. 2 keys is very good for us. It's gonna 2 keys gives me a spade. It gives me coins. It allows me to just dominate the cults. There's still 1 coin town left. Get it while you can. You're right, George, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna take the 2-key town. Why? Because the 2-key town is like a coin town, but better. Because it gives me a bunch of power, which is effectively coins. It gives me literal coins, and it gives me a bunch of points. So I'm going to go for that one. Swarmleads, actually, the one thing I will say about Swarmleads is it does look like Swarmleads is also going for an advanced dig game plan, which is maybe why he felt he needed the coins. And to be fair, he's gonna have a pretty good advanced digging game. It's partly because he hasn't built his sanctuary yet at all, so you know, there's a lot of other problems, but if he just passes onto the 6 coins and takes... Yes. I mean, the problem is... So you're exactly correct. He's going to have a cool advanced digging game plan, and that's what... I think that's what he's working towards. He's doing so in somewhat inefficient ways. He should just take the 2-key town, and then, like you say, he could just pass onto the 7 coins, take a coin action, start an next round, and he'd have a big advanced dig game. It even looks like he might be allowed to just still make a stronghold town too off of advanced digging, and he is advancing digging already, which is fine. I don't know if I'm getting much leech the rest of this round, which is okay. I guess I just go here. I would expect Darklings are templing for Water 1. If Ghostly took a priest action, so that really signals that I think Ghostly's going to advance dig here, and then probably build 2 dwellings just to like lock up some hexes, and then he'll... the more I'm looking at this is a really nice game plan from Ghostly though. Advancing dig and then making, securing a good number of greens in the coming rounds to carve out your town space. It's definitely working together pretty well. The only problem I see for Ghostly long term is that I'm not sure he's going to have great coins after he does the advanced digs, and trying to build your trading posts late is going to be tough without the coins. One thing that I kind of like about my game here is that I have tons of coins coming from the cult track and just even from these trading posts here. So I like that. I do think Darklings are going to take a copy of Water 1. I'm not sure how much Ghostly is trying to push for Water 1, so that'll be an interesting little mini fight. I think next round I will build a temple for Water 1, Air 1 during round 4 if I'm allowed to. It looks like I'm just going to go for 2 towns this game is my thought. I technically could still attempt to make like a town on these hexes and on these hexes and go for 3 towns. So we'll see. I don't know yet, but you looked away for a minute and Swarms didn't take 2-key. Correct, they did not. If he follows your stream's advice, Ghostly won't be rushing Water 1. Yeah, I think Ghostly is supposed to just... Especially if he's advancing dig, I don't think Ghostly has enough coins to justify in trying to build a sanctuary or a temple for Water 1. And I think that's fine. I think that's correct. But it's good news for me if I can take a copy of Water 1 and Air 1 next round. I'll be in a... I mean, I'm already in a really good spot, but then I'll be in an even better spot. Chaos Magicians that get all the victory point favors and get the 2-key town and have good expansion... feels very strong. I have not been hitting the pass tiles for points, so there is that, but advancing dig is cool, but you think double dig plus trading post this round would have been better for Ghostly? Maybe, but to be honest, I actually think this is better for Ghostly. As I said, Ghostly needs a lot of spades this game to make those towns work, and one of the best ways to generate all those spades is to advance dig. And so then, if you're going to advance dig, you want to use all of your power for coins, because coins are going to be your shortage all game. Workers are not going to be Ghostly's problem this game. He's going to have enough workers to build up and make his spades. He's just not going to have the coins to support it necessarily. And so taking double dig, I think, is a mistake. I think this is a much better line for Ghostly. So I'm a big fan of what he's up to. Swarm Leads does pass. Very understandably. I'm just taking 2 Keytown here, because that seems great. Mostly because it is great. It's just absolutely great. Boom. We have lots of power all of a sudden. We have pretty great cult positioning. Darklings is saying that he wished he had been a bit more on Chaos, and that I think is a very fair thing to be thinking right now, because indeed, Chaos is in a great spot. 1 worker equals 2 VP. What town did you want him to take? Digging swarms, blah, blah, blah. Faction that basically gets everything usually feels pretty strong. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got like everything. I convert some stuff to coins here, and I just take this hex. Things are good. You would take 2 Keytown this early? Yeah. Nah, I think we're getting distracted in chat here. I think we're all agreeing that Swarmleys were supposed to take 2 Keytown, but I can pass for 7 coins, or I can pass for a tile that's a couple of points. I also can send Priest somewhere here, but there's really no need to send the Priest on any track right now. I'm just going to dig this yellow hex. I produce 7 power, so I should convert 1. No, I shouldn't, because I might want to take double dig at the start of next round if I'm allowed to. And I produce exactly 7. And then I think I do just pass for 7 coins. I have a lot of coins, but I also eventually want to advance ship and do some other thing. Although, gosh, I have a lot of coins. But still, having a lot of coins is good, right? Like, I'm just not going to get much out of this. I'm just not getting much out of that tile. Because I do plan to go Loki, you're okay. I plan to go temple for water 1, air 1, but Ghostly advanced ship, not dig, and twice. So Ghostly did have the ship scoring tile, but that is unfortunate because I really liked the advanced digging witches line. The advanced shipping witches, he does eventually need to do it. So I kind of get it, but I think it's trying to greed the points a little too much right now. Again, I've obviously made my case often enough about how much I like just playing big econ witches and you pay for all the shipping late. I think digging would have gone quite a bit better, so I think this is going to somewhat hurt Ghostly a little too much here. I don't see how he's going to generate enough spades for all of these digs for the rest of the game with this line. But we'll see. I could be surprised. Worker income's about to drop too. Yeah, exactly. Ghostly does hard dig, so he's somewhat generating some worker income. But yeah, I think this is a bit of an unfortunate turn for Ghostly. I mean, he's making points, but I don't think it's quite how he wants to. He does pass for the spade, which makes sense. He does need spades. I'm going to turn that hex red. It is looking like I'm going to get double dig here, and I'm just going to double dig this hex. I mean, Swarmlings could double dig, but yeah, they actually wisely do take the coins, so they're going to go advanced ship. So yeah, I am going to just double dig this hex and have another town. The problem with this town is I don't actually think Ghostly's going to take this hex. Although Darklings have a lot of... Darklings are just taking this. So Witches are going to have slight problems here. Because Darklings are definitely going to... I think Darklings are just triple digging this and then going to single dig this and have a town space. I don't see a good reason that Darklings doesn't do this. And yep, there he goes. So Witches maybe will be forced to go here. Or Witches might just... Never mind. Witches could just bridge, right? Witches just need a bridge now for one of their towns. Which is totally fair, actually. Yeah, Witch's bridge, have a town here. That actually saves him a spade, but he needs a bridge instead. I don't know if that's a great trade. But regardless, I think I just double dig here. This town is going to be a little tough to make because of neighbors. But maybe Swarmlings joins me later, actually, depending on how they play it. Yeah. Regardless, this double dig is just good points and sets up another town. All of that feels good. We got some chats. Darklings wanted that hex. Duh. Of course Darklings wanted that hex. Yeah, this is actually a big blow to Darklings, too. I wasn't thinking about that. This is really good. I could also dig the brown to secure town spot there. You do have infinite coins. Infinite's a bit strong, but yeah, one of the shocking things, like, I love to leverage Earth Cult coins, and my opponents have not sent Priest to cults. They've all been so focused on upgrades and other things, which is understandable, but Ghostly single digs here. I think he kind of has to, but I do think there's some issues for the Witches game here to generate enough spades to pull off this game plan, but we'll see. Swarmlings apparently wanted this. I'm not sure. Bridge gets taken by Darklings, makes a lot of sense. I want a copy of Water 1 and Air 1. Oh, wait, Darklings didn't take a copy of Water 1 last round. I thought they were going to build another temple, but they didn't. Huh. Regardless, I want Water 1, Air 1 still. So I think I just take them. This hex is still under no pressure right at the immediate moment. I guess I should give Swarmlings an obnoxious amount of leech rather than a manageable amount of leech. I think I'm going to probably build this hex, and then passing on the ship tile feels pretty strong here. I'm going to have lots of priests, lots of coins, and I'm pretty content to ship 3 times next round and build a bunch of dwellings everywhere. Swarmlings actually are going to dig this hex out from under me because they are going to go there. So that's a little, that part's actually a bit of a bummer because I'm going to miss these reds. So there's that, but the cults have broken very well for me, yeah. He did that before the second advanced dig. Wait, did he really? Swarmblades have fully advanced digs. Yeah. Although, to be fair, doing that before he has fully advanced digs isn't the craziest thing, because Darklings are threatening it. Darklings are taking water 1 here, I would assume. Yep, they do. I think I do just need to build this dwelling. Oh, maybe I don't have to build this dwelling. So I get greedy all the time. Or I don't ever get risky. I guess the big threat is Swarmblades could advance ship and take this hex. That feels unlikely. But Ghostly's probably passing for the ship. No, Ghostly's going to use his spade before passing, right? Swarmblades definitely have more to do. Darklings don't have to do more, but he presumably wants to dig. I'm going to just... maybe it's paranoid, but I'm going to just make sure Swarmblades doesn't mess with this. You think building's correct? Yeah, I think I'm supposed to build. I think the risk is low, and I think if I get cut off somehow, like, that would be really bad. Witches sends a priest to Earth. That's a nice way to make some coins. I like that. You'd build. Yeah, I think building's right. I think Witches and Swarmblades were always staying around. It's only Darklings that I'm like a little hesitant. And even Darklings, why are they... Darklings probably doesn't want to pass for the ship tile that desperately. I guess he would. He has 1 ship in and he needs points too, but... Darklings surely wants to dig again though. Swarmblades does triple dig that red, so the plan to advance ship and try to get to some reds is a little slowed down, but we were expecting that. Darklings does get this. It makes sense. My network aspirations are taking just a little hits here, but it's still fine. Passing for the ship tile seems pretty no-brainer here. I have plenty of priests. The only slight downside to passing for the ship scoring is that, as often happens with me, I fail to actually like lock up cults very effectively. But it just doesn't feel like any of my opponents are actually pushing enough cults for it to matter for once in my life. So I think this is pretty safe. The West natural reds are mine if you spade a yellow. I agree. So Witches putting a second priest to Earth would be pretty neat. Yeah. I think Ghostly might do that. Ghostly's saving a lot of power here. But yeah, I do like the idea of Ghostly taking a priest and sending it to Earth. That feels nice, but he's just getting out some dwellings. Ghostly does need a bridge, so I think me deciding not to go for a bridge town is a good life choice. I'm gonna have a lot of power at the start of next round again. Enough that I could take coins, but I just don't need to take coins. I'm going to have like 19 coins, although I'm going to ship 3 times, and I want to build a bunch of trading posts in the final round. How many workers do I have next round? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to build 4 dwellings, so that does actually allow me to hard dig and build 4 dwellings next round. Let's see. Oh, water 1 gone. That's a bit sad. You can't have it all. Yeah. I do think if Ghostly had advanced Doug, he'd be in a better spot. I'm not sure these ship advances were correct, but oh well. Darklings takes temp ship. That suggests that Darklings is going to come here. I think Darklings is going to maybe try to fight for like this, so I might not even get this hex, but oh well. I don't really need it. You're sad about CM income. Uh, you just turned in. Oh my god, are swarms having a game? Swarms are doing things. The fact that Swarmleads didn't take the 2 key town was great. You would have went digging with witches? Yeah, I think so. You could try to build your 3rd town in the west. I agree, I could. Round 5 fire cult bonus coming in. Yeah, I mean, the fire cult bonus is not going to do me much, as always, because my power is just not going to be in the right spots, but it's okay. Swarmleads are getting another town here, and that does mean he gets to dig again. He is going to get a ton of points for digging this round. He's had a huge game on digging, which is partly because he never built a sanctuary. I mean, this isn't exactly right, but it's not that wrong. Like, this is pretty fun. I mean, not fighting the cults is very wrong. The coin town instead of the 2-key town is, I think, his biggest mistake. But the rest of this is pretty fun. Completely useless priest conversion from Swarms, though. Swarms have had a lot of weird things. Are Swarms actually having a great game? No, I think he's a little... I think Lumen's just tuning in and probably not quite noticing some of the oddities. I think he's just noticing all the crazy digs they're doing. They're going to have easy call points even if it's not huge, and another town has so many spade points. Yeah. So, I was about to say, like, Lumen's not wrong that I think Swarmleads are actually... They're doing reasonable. Like, they're going to ship 1 here and then dig a bunch to try to set up another town space. Like, I mean, look, like, Swarmleads are not... They're like, actually are having a pretty good game. They're going to get to pass for the trading post tile here. So, like, they have a lot of points. Like, they are legitimately in this game, I would say. Like, they actually have... They also have network play, right? Like, they're going to have a decent network this game if they're going to keep pushing. So I don't think it's actually silly at all to suggest they're having, like, a legitimately good game. Taking more coins just feels right. Mostly because it just always is right. Giving Darklings coins here feels extra wrong. As much as people are, like, crowning me as the winner, I will admit I got a lot of points I still need to actually make. And we'll see. I mean, I have a lot of points, but just burn your workers for digs. Yeah, so Lumen, watching this Darklings player is not going to be good for, or Swarmleads player is not going to feel good for you, but it's just that we're so used to Horde leads that it's bizarre when they don't. Yeah, exactly. I think the Terra Mystica Cognoscenti or Cognoscenti, I can't quite say that word, is a little too rigid on the 7-structure Swarms life nowadays. And you can play Swarmleads without the Sanctuary Air 1 thing. You can focus all those workers into a huge digging round. You can play for 3 towns and network in games, especially like this round. Swarmleads is going to build a couple of dwellings in a dwelling round. It's not great, but he's going to get another town out of it. The only thing is Witches needs this Hex, so Swarmleads isn't going to get a town here. What am I talking about? Witches needs this Hex for their network. If they're going to, ship 3, which they are, like, he does need that Hex. But I guess he needs a lot of Hexes, so we'll see. You're doing it wrong. Wait a minute, are those points? Yeah, exactly. This is what happens when people play safe games and don't experiment. Yeah, I agree. The macro game plan of not building the sanctuary is obviously worked out. Yeah. Since they don't fight for cults, they can maybe get some good second places. Since Darklings in particular are not going to compete hard. That's not how you're supposed to get points. Yeah, you guys are having fun chat. But exactly, like, one of the weird things is, Witches had to defend... What did Witches do? Witches didn't go here. Oh, he took a bridge. He needed a bridge worse. So, and Swarmleads obviously can't actually take this yet. Okay. Fair enough. I need to just advance ship a bunch. I think the play for me is to hard dig this and then build this, build this. The reason I hard dig here is purely because then in the future I also have these 2 hexes, although Ghostly is presumably also going to take this. But yeah, it looks like I just need to ship a lot. I have the ship scoring tile. This is a great way to make points. You are wondering if Witches might just abandon the dwelling. Witches maybe abandons the dwelling, but they also... I think Witches are supposed to be winning network this game, so abandoning it feels just a little wrong. So I think Witches are going to take this Hex. And he does. He just flies there. Yeah, I think that's the right play for Ghostly. Witches need 3 ship anyway. Ghostly is setting up his town so well. Yeah. Again, I loved when Ghostly built his temple over here. This was such a like beautiful little play. Ghostly does still need 4 spades, but I don't know. Ghostly is still doing some really fun witches things. I like a lot of what Ghostly's up to still. The hardest part for Ghostly, as I said, was building trading posts late with big econ witches is a bit tough. Because he has so much resources here, he kind of wants to build trading posts anyhow. But I mean, he's going to build Sanctuary, I guess. But yeah, he's in that just slightly awkward spot where saving your trading post for late is a little tough for witches, especially when you need to pay for shipping advances and other stuff. But we'll see. Swarmleads decides to advance ship again. I'm pretty sure he's going to build this dwelling, which is fantastic news for my town. So I'm a big fan of that. I think I'd take this before Darklings just does something to it. I think it's unlikely that they would, but... Not having Water 1 is probably the biggest issue for Ghostly. I do agree that I think the biggest issue for Ghostly is that he went for that ship line, whereas I think he needed to either get Water 1 or go for the advanced digging and dig a bunch. I think the fact that he didn't do one of those things is Ghostly's biggest issue. I think he's leaving too many victory points on the table but not securing one of those two, but if Witches had a town round incoming, they'd be fine. Yeah, I agree. That would help, but you think Witches is going to need every resource here to reach 3 ship and finish all 3 towns? You've done no math. Witches actually don't need that much more stuff, honestly. He needs coins, so he probably has to settle for a coin town or something, but his resources are pretty good in order to achieve the shipping and town life, mostly because he's already paid for 2 of the shipping. I've played enough big Econ Witches games to have a pretty good sense of these things, and I'm not particularly worried for Ghostly here. I think Ghostly is gonna... I would think he's gonna Sanctuary for Fire 2, but he did build another trading post, so he kind of wants Air 1. Although, yeah, he just needs to free up dwellings so he can build dwellings in the dwelling round. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I still like his game a decent bit. He's doing pretty well. The problem is, pretty well is kind of tricky in a game where other people are actually doing very well. Like, for all of... I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but Darklings are definitely kind of painting me as like I've already won. And I agree, I have huge cults. I think I'm still the favorite. I'm not doing that far behind on points, but... Darklings have a lot of points left. Darklings still have at least 2 towns, and I think Darklings are going to go 3 towns still. And Darklings also has Water 1 with a bunch of really good trading posts coming. Like, I don't know. You missed that Witch is already a ship too? Yeah, that's a real help. Swarmleads are going to come south and give me neighbors. Yeah, I think it's very likely that Swarmleads are going to come south and give me a neighbor. No, they're going to go up here. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess to be fair, there is no town space here. There is town space here for Swarmleads, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, Swarmleads also just has a ton of points. The past tiles are about to get interesting. I really need to just have a long round here, but unfortunately, Swarmleads trading post tile is going to be on the market quite soon, but I don't think it's right for me to pass and skip building some dwellings. But we'll see. Darklings is probably taking a coin town here. I'm actually a little surprised he even built that trading post. Actually, I'm very surprised he built that. When is Leech too much? It's a good question. I don't know about that trading post coin town. Like, if you're going to go Fire 2... why build a trading post here? Why not just build a trading post? I guess it just allows him to build more dwellings. Yeah, I guess he builds more dwellings and he still can temple for Fire 2 and have a temple trading post 2 dwelling, temple trading post 2 dwelling. And yeah, okay, never mind. He still has enough to do it. Okay. Can we outlast Ghostly? Probably, but we'll see. The long round is just enough points that you have to just hope that you can manage a pass tile later. Yeah. You missed that witch, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. Catching up on other stuff. Ghostly is getting a town here. Makes sense. Not sure what town Ghostly actually wants. Maybe just take an 8-pointer because the cults are still so open. Or maybe, never mind, maybe Priest Town is best. Because the cults are so open, priests are pretty valuable. No, he just takes the 11-pointer. I'm suspecting that's wrong. I suspect that a priest is at least 2 points on these cult tracks. And if it's at least 2 points, it's also taking points away from your opponents. So I would generally have taken a priest town, but he's probably a little worried about his victory points, and so he's just taking the points directly that he can see. But Swarm Leads are doing good, everybody. 102. They have another town coming in still. They're not doing shabby. They're also going to have decent, pretty good network. Like, they might even beat me on network. I don't know. This is a really fun... It's really fun to watch players, like, not just go with, the default assumptions and then do stuff. So, see where it leads them. See where it leads them. He might be trying to take the TP tile. You and Dark Leads are obviously staying in the round. Yeah, Ghostly could just take the trading post tile. Although it's so the fact that Ghostly has the big building tile, it feels like Ghostly should be building a sanctuary, right? Ghostly is always going to build a sanctuary this game. So I think you really want to build it now if you're Ghostly. Like, it comes with 4 extra points. I guess that's what he does right here. But, like, I think Ghostly has to build sanctuary. It feels so wrong not to. Okay, yeah, and he does. And he does take Air 1 instead of Fire 2. Oh, I see. No, this is super cool. He's going to 3-town without Fire 2. Because he can trading post... I mean, this would be an expensive trading post. But he trading post, Sanctuary, trading post, Dwelling. And then Stronghold and a bunch of dwellings. Yeah, he doesn't need... He doesn't actually need Fire 2. And he just... All he has to do is build 2 trading posts and 2 dwellings next round. It's pretty sweet. Oh, yeah, and I am going to be his neighbor in the south because I'm a real pal. Swarmlead's Pass. There's no way that I can take that trading post tile. I mean, there is a way. I could do it, but I'd be passing up a bunch of dwellings. I'm just going to hard dig and then dwelling. Like, I can build dwelling. Feels really good. Darklings will... I have to just build this, so it does look like Darklings might outlast me this round then, which is a bit of a bummer, but I don't think I can pass on all these dwellings. It's too many points to pass on. Yeah, I am gonna be next to him on the South Town, so it is really nice from Ghostly. Loki, what are you doing? All right, everybody. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this, but my dog appears to be asleep in the weirdest position on my couch. Can you see? Can't. I'm not sure you can. Oh, there you. Maybe you can see him. Oh, now he's moved. Never mind. Whatever. That was a distraction. He woke up. He did wake up. He's come on over. We went to the dog park today and had a grand time, and then he got a bath, and then he's been sleepy since, which is nice. But he was like sitting up and sleeping. I don't know. He was being a weirdo, but dogs do that sometimes. Playtime, yeah. I mean, I definitely am gonna come play with him in a sec. Oh wow, nobody passed yet. Go Ghostly. Well, I'll build one more dwelling at least. I mean, I still think I'm just supposed to build dwellings in a dwelling round. If somehow the trading post tile comes back to me, then I'll skip one dwelling for securing a good pass tile. But the winner for the stream with best cinematography does not go to me. I'm like awkwardly turning my camera around. Darklings passes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The new question: Can I outlast Ghostly for his tile? I guess the problem is Ghostly's trying to outlast me, and Ghostly can do some hard digs here. Yeah, probably. That's okay. I can at least build one more dwelling, and then still I can send a priest. Sending priest to fire or air looks fine to try to help lock up some of these cults. Priest to earth gives me the priest action, but he'll probably take the priest first. Yeah. Last dwelling doesn't come with a worker. Yeah, I agree the last dwelling doesn't come with a worker, so it's not important. So I would easily pass and skip the last dwelling. But I can't. But the last dwelling does come with extra points, and I do like points. So we'll see. We will see what happens here. Ghostly probably gets to outstall me, though, to be honest, and I think that's okay. The thing is, the priest tile's not actually that bad for me here, because the spade tile, not the priest tile, spade, but spading this and Ghostly's this is my red hexes are annoyingly got a little taken here because Darklings is gonna take this one. This one Ghostly's gonna take. Swarmlings took this one. I can't reach this one, so. My network aspirations this game has been hit by spades, but Ghostly goes for another trading post. Seems reasonable. Yeah. But we'll see how it goes. Hi, Loki. Burning down to 3 for a priest might be kind of terrible. It's very terrible. I'm not going to do it. Sorry. Yeah, your suggestion of burning down is, I think, not viable here. I have so much power income, and so... Ghostly undoes the trading post. He might be deciding he just wants to pass for the spade anyhow. Not sure. To be fair, the big building tile is not even that important for me because it is only 4 points. And 4 points and 2 workers is a good tile, but meh. It's not that important. I guess I could build Stronghold in the final round, actually, maybe. If I have enough workers, I could try to go trading post... Stronghold, trading post, or something kind of nutty. It's a lot of workers. I would probably need a worker town, but the towns aren't great, so maybe. Burning down to 4. Burning to 4 is more tolerable, but I still don't think I want to burn down to 4. Ghostly, don't disappoint me. Stronghold is kind of nice since you only have one neighbor in the east. Yeah. You can outslow play. I mean, so I do not really love it when people outright state what should happen. Not a big fan of that, but... You're getting annoyed by the Minkowson dude. A little too much talk. I agree. I don't mind talking, but I mind when you kind of outright tell people what they should be doing. Even kind of convincing about who you think is in the lead and who needs to be blocked is a little annoying to you, but it's not a big deal. Expensive trading post also loses 3 resources and it's a trading post round. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to just build trading posts. It's fine. Ghostly now builds a trading post. I mean, I guess Ghostly can hard dig again, which is what he's likely to do. I don't know how much I want to stall him out. The thing is, this does allow me to do weird stalling moves. And the more I keep thinking about this kind of crazy stronghold line, I kind of like it if I could actually build 4 trading posts and a stronghold. The problem is that's 12 workers, which I don't have. But gosh, it would be fun. I think I'll just beat Ghostly on air then if he's going to stall me out. It's fine. Ghostly does make stall, which is fine. I will just pass for the spade then. 3 coins and a spade is a fine outcome. Stronghold. Wine. You have 11 workers if you get bonds. Oh, that's true. I would have a lot of extra workers. Huh. Maybe I should have sent Priest to Earth and taken the Priest power action. Yeah, I actually probably should have. It would have been a pretty fun line. And it would have been pretty viable. Oh well. Yeah, not counting towns or priests. Yeah, exactly. I could have. You're right. I wasn't. If I get onto the big building tile, I get 2 extra workers, which really helps fuel the whole line to be pretty viable. Yeah, I probably should have, but oh well, I didn't, obviously. So, too late to what if it now. Darklings, I think, is probably still winning this game, despite all of his talk. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like Darklings is pretty safely getting 2 more towns and is going to build 3 trading posts. He has a pass tile. Like, that's... This is 8 points. Building 3 trading posts is 18. That's 26. 34. 2 towns is 54. That brings him to 150. Plus, if he's going to network, actually, he does want to network, so he might have to maybe dock a couple of points there for trying to pay for 3 shipping. But it does not look good. I think Darklings, yeah. It takes fire 2. That's pretty expected. I do have a lot of points coming in this round too, so I shouldn't get too disheartened, but if Swarmblades might just be playing for network here, so they might build next to me, because I'm not sure they're going to make this town. It doesn't actually look like they have enough for the town. But we'll see. I mean, Carson has been giving Swarmblades a little too much difficulty, despite Swarmblades playing a pretty good game. Swarmblades taking coins was not right, and that's why Mid Carson was complaining, but... Swarmblades does advance ship again. If Swarmblades builds this hex, I'm super happy. Darklings are getting to town here. Curious which one they take. They do take a ship town, so they are going to fight network, which means me building dwellings is pretty valuable here. So this spade could be useful, as could some other stuff. Darklings are definitely going to take this hex. I think witches are definitely taking this, so putting pressure on my opponents on their hexes. Oh, Ghostly can't currently build this hex, although he can easily dig it, so yeah, it doesn't matter. I also can't reach this guy. Yeah, I don't know if there's much to do here, which is the awkward part. I guess one option is I could just spade this hex, or spade this anyhow. Spading this is going to get me a lot of leech. Although I already have some leech right there. This also, I guess... Spading this maybe gives me better chances to actually get this hex. I don't think there's any way I get this hex. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to fight for network here. My instincts are just always to fight for network, but the more I'm looking at it, it's a bit hard for me to fight network against Swarmlings, Witches, and Darklings, but... I mean, I can't actually take it from him, so he might not realize that I also don't have dwellings right now. But we'll see. Yeah, Ghostly is just digging it right away. Very expected. Very expected. That's all fine. I can't take it. Team Ghostly? Yeah, Team Ghostly's cool. I can't build 2 dwellings yet, which I need for tempo. Yeah, he is salty. Yeah, Beating exactly Swarmlings might be realistic. This puts a ton of pressure on Ghostly. He needs to build a trading post. He doesn't need to build a trading post. Ghostly just had to dig, which is what he did. Like, the problem is my opponents both have the option to just dig, and they know I'm not going to mess with it. And that is indeed what's happening. Phew, Swarmlings. Clutch Swarmlings. Great. So this is actually the reason I spaded everybody, because I didn't want to commit my trading post anywhere yet. So, it does look like I can build 2 trading posts and then get double dig and build 2 dwellings. It looks like I probably can do exactly that. It does mean that my cults might get a little messy, although I have some priests too. But it kind of looks like I want to save enough power for double dig, which is... Nah, I don't need to save power for double dig. I can keep converting here. I probably get offered some free leech, and even if I don't get offered free leech, I can take a 8-point town, which looks really good for me still, and get 2 power. So I'll just keep building trading posts in the meantime. That dwelling is a real... That is... Swarmlings has been... I thought Swarmlings was not my pal when they started here and we're going to go for this gray, but Swarmlings have actually been a big pal to me this game. They've given me a nice amount of leech. They've come in clutch. This is some pretty good breaks. Not bridging looks great now. Yeah, I agree. I have 2 priests, so it will be power. Shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, I don't think anybody else is interested in double dig. The fact that Ghostly... to be fair, Ghostly choosing to spend 6 workers instead of double digging actually... Well, it's not wrong, I guess, because the upshot to using the power, or keeping the power, means that you get to... Ghostly gets to keep converting power to coin, which you can't do with workers. But if Ghostly had taken double dig, that would have been rough for me. But oh well. Darklings is just laying on the points as expected. My move here is to trading post and still push for 14 network though, right? Because Ghostly is going to be at 14 network. Darklings... Darklings is going to build 1 dwelling, and then he can build this dwelling, and then maybe this dwelling. But I don't think Darklings gets to 15 network, but that's what he's trying for. But 14 network regardless looks valuable. So I think that's what I do here. I just build this. I take an 8 VP town. Really kind of just cements my cult wins. And then I save the power for double dig. And then I just try to stick the digs where people can't mess with them, which I'm not sure I have many of those, but Darklings are way short on network. They really shouldn't advance ship at this rate. Darklings should absolutely fight for network. Why shouldn't Darklings fight for network? He's going to dig this hex, make a town. He has all of these coins in disguise. And then he just takes another ship town, I guess, to achieve it. But if he takes another ship town, I mean, he has 3 dwellings. So he also gets to 14 network very easily. I don't see any reason that Darklings shouldn't go to 14 network and tie everybody. So Stronghold, then Worker Town, then double turn to nick those hexes off Darklings might have been fun. Maybe. But I think it's all... If I just tie everybody at the table for network... I don't know. That feels good. I mean, my direct points are pretty reasonable here. I have 120. If I'm tying for network and I'm just getting 32 cult points, I think that's enough to beat Darklings. I mean, Darklings are, again, still have an annoying number of points here. So it might not be enough because Darklings have a ton. But we'll see. I mean, this is why I almost took Darklings for 30. I mean, I felt like things went almost as well as they could have for me. And maybe I'm just already preemptively, like, worried about nothing. But it kind of looks to me like Darklings might still just have enough points on me to just win, but I'm not sure. You know what that means? Power Town, baby? No ship towns left? Ah, okay, it does mean a Power Town, but they'll need to blow a priest to advance ship. They have a black hex in the north. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless my buddy Swarmlings continues to come through for me in super clutch situations and just starts bombing Darklings hexes for me, it's pretty safe that it's pretty safe for Darklings to tie everybody on network. Now, if Darklings can't tie everybody on network, that's a huge shift in the game, I think. But assuming that Darklings is going to tie network at 14, looks like trouble. Maybe you need to say in chat that Darklings may actually win. Nudge, nudge. Nah, that's not my style. But Darklings does advance ship here. Kind of interesting that he advances ship. I mean, I guess there's no pressure here, but I'm going to take this hex at least because it comes with a free power. I mean, I guess it floods him with power, but there's no way that he wants that much power, right? Or is this secretly a trap? I got to actually think about this. Flooding Darklings with power is actually a little dangerous if it somehow lets him... If it somehow would let him tie network. But I don't think there's any way that's true. Now that he paid to advance ship, he just doesn't have enough hexes. He needs another worker, another 2 coins, and another hex. Yeah, never mind. This is fine. I'll take this one, and then I think this is the safest hex that I can turn red and not worry about. Loki, you're okay. It's okay. You're okay. Whenever somebody starts table talking in your game, you fight back. Loki clearly thinks it's a different hex. Yes, Loki's not happy about that one. Hi, buddy. Hi. You're okay. Anyhow, I mean, you're right. You could just table talk back if that's what the people want. And maybe I should. You know, I'll at least give him a comment. You think building that's really dangerous? The more I thought about it, I don't think building that was dangerous at all. So we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll come to regret it, but whoa, Ghostly goes fire too. What? What? Huh. Why would he not build a trading post? I guess Fire 2 is a couple cult points? He couldn't afford the temple and the trading post. Yeah, but the trading post is just 3 points. The temple... I don't know. He didn't have trading post? Oh. Okay, well that explains that. Why didn't he have a trading post? Oh, he just doesn't have a trading post. Okay, never mind. That makes sense. There we go. Mystery solved. Sorry. I thought he had a trading post. I don't know why. I thought he was going to be able to go without Fire 2 this game. I guess that was my thought. But clearly he can't. So yeah, okay. It's fine. Swarmlings goes for a priest. Again, I don't really care what's happening on these cults. It does look like I'm just going to win every cult. So big fan of that. Darklings is just going for their town. Darklings has to take a power town here so that he can build 2 more dwellings here and here. He's at 140 currently, plus a town. Yeah, I mean, I think he's still going to get to like 150 and then tie on network. So I need to beat Darklings by 30 points on the cults, which I'm close to, but he takes a priest town though. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. What? He takes a priest town? I see. I gave him 5 trading posts on the 3 town plan. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna send Priest to fire here then. Like, nobody's messing with this Hex. The only person I actually need to be worried about winning this game is Darklings. But if Darklings aren't tying network, like, Swarmlings can still build a dwelling. Like, he doesn't even have resources for oh, he does have resources for a dwelling. He could build 1 dwelling and get to 13 network, but wow. How has he decided not to tie network? Wow. Yeah, apparently my table talk did get in his head. He needed more points than he already has. I don't that's wow. He might not have seen the line. I mean, how does he's a very good player. You have 2 black hexes just sitting there. If you take the maybe he missed it. You're right. Maybe he missed it. To be fair, this is a kind of weird Darklings arrangement on this map. You don't usually get to cut through the center, but the psychological. This is why we table talk. Yeah. Darklings is trying to steal this cult. I'm just not going to let that happen. Nothing's going to happen to my red hex. Yeah, nobody can reach it, so I just win this cult. It does look like Swarmlings might build a temple and steal air on me, so that's going to be a bummer. But I feel a bit bad for this guy. It feels like this guy is feeling too pressured from all the table talk and other people jumping in the chat saying, this looks weird. Why didn't you do this? I mean, they're new players, guys. Like, give him a break. He is seeing that he can tie for network or he can fight cults, and he should do whatever he wants. Anyhow, Swarmlings is in a tough spot here. He's probably supposed to steal air, so he should do it. But yeah, decisive stuff. Blah, blah, blah. We've won this. Wait, too soon to say it. Someone do math and figure out if I win. If we win, it'll be because of that priest town. If we win, I think it is because of the priest town, to be fair. I don't see any reason why Darkleans didn't tie network. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I definitely declined this. I am going to lose air track here, but that's okay. Yeah, I do lose air track. So I have 28 cult points. Darkleans has 5. So I'm plus 23 on cults, and I'm plus 9 on network. So I am plus 32 on Darkleans. He's ending at 151. I'm ending at 120. So I beat him by 2 points, which is really close. The reason I say 2 is because I do have a resource point. All right, assuming I did the math right, I think he didn't see I could get to 14. Yeah, that could be. He couldn't tie network? Why can't he tie network? Gray, if you're just tuning in late, you missed away. Darkleans threw away like 11 points at the priest town. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, maybe he missed it, I guess. But how? By accepting leech? Nah, by taking a power town. I'm pretty sure Pepicos is wrong, and I really dislike when people jump in chat with the wrong math. And indeed, Pepicos is wrong. I do win by 2 because my math is good. Don't jump into the chat with wrong math. Swarmling's not able to tie Darklings. Yeah, Swarmlings couldn't tie Darklings. So I don't regret Swarmlings not building there. That's all fine. I was asking why didn't you tie network to Minkasen? That's all. But somehow he didn't see he had 2 blacks available. Okay, gotcha. So you guys were right. He did miss that he had 2 blacks available. By 1 VP, also wrong. I said by 2 victory points I was winning. Like, I got there. I was correct. My math is good. Great scores this game. Yeah, this is a good game. Oh, Pepicos did the math wrong twice. Gotcha. Sorry to go off the rails. It was fun. Loved your start. Your start was awesome, Ghostly. Yeah, you did some really good things, and you're not that far off the rails. You played a strong Witches game, and to be honest, I got handed a lot. And Minkasen also had like a pretty good game despite his early kvetching. I did take. Wow, this is kind of unusual for me taking double spade this much, but I just didn't need to take a lot of coins this game because I got so many coins from the track and I built early trading posts, and then I did need to dig a lot in order to tie network and make my towns. But the coins actions were kind of weird this game. They went to players that actually didn't do as well. It's a little unusual, but yeah. I did hit the rounds very well. Ghostly, actually, your biggest issue looks like you did miss the rounds a bit. My favorite tiles were great. That's often how Chaos works. I mean, Darklings also usually get a lot. I only got the pass tile once, only that ship tile, but I just wasn't really in position to leverage scoring tiles until late, which turned out fine because I did get enough points otherwise. Tying network was huge. Cults was obviously stupidly huge for me, though. That was the big break for me, just getting all those cults. But yeah, good stuff. Anyhow, you did really well. It's really too bad the wine doesn't help you enough. Yeah, that was great. Ghostly 137 is totally respectable. Lumen pointed out that you made a mistake. Was that me? Oh, it wasn't a round 6 towns game. Huh, you're joking. Okay. That is a big mistake. You're told the shipping was a mistake. You got greedy when you had the shipping tile. Yes. So my biggest my assumption or my opinion of your mistake this game was the shipping. One of the best parts about Witch's Stronghold is that you get to delay the shipping until the end of the game, and that actually has some really big boosts. You didn't need the shipping for expansion, so you were doing it purely as a points play in round 4. Or, yeah, was it round 4? It was round 3 points play for you, wasn't it? Yeah, it was round 3. It's too early to go for a pure points play in round 3 like that, especially when you have even better sources of points, basically. Like, advancing digging there and going into digging witches for round 4 would have been great, and it would have saved you a lot of resources on all the other spades you needed for your towns, obviously. So I think you were supposed to go digging witches. That would have been really cool. And then alternatively, if you didn't want to go digging witches, I think you're still supposed to secure a copy of Water 1 then somehow. I think either of those are okay lines. I think the shipping line was unfortunate, though. It's just, those were resources that you didn't need to invest into expanding your economy. You just sank resources into purely points. And it's just too early to do that, especially when you had some other good lines. But it's fine. Everybody makes some micro or macro mistakes like that, and it's all good. Honestly, even if you go digging witches and you play it pretty well, I'm not sure it's enough, because me and Darklings just have like silly good games here, and I don't know if you can change that enough. But well, okay, so during like when I say a pure points play, I mean, I don't know. I'm not explaining that concept that well. It's just when you invest in shipping, you tend to want to leverage it to actually reach more hexes. But with the Stronghold, you just don't do that. So you tend to want to somehow be securing points that also advances your economy. Water 1 is a little funky in that regard, but the thing is, like, if Ghostly built a sanctuary for Water 1, he eventually needs that sanctuary. So it is, in some level, advancing his economy and still, like, propelling him to where he needs to get. On some level, the shipping also propels him where he needs to get, I guess. But I don't know. Oh, well. You kind of knew when you did it. Live and learn. Yeah, that's fine. In the auction, you thought CM was the best faction, and I think the results bear that out. Darkland started at 30. Cool. It was fun. You'll be back. Yeah, I mean, thanks for jumping in on the stream. It was awesome. You did some really cool stuff, and I mean, you also scored a lot of points. You just took on a lot of leech to do it, but I mean, you have a very good game, and or maybe not very good, but you have a good game, and we just had silly ones. And it's so in response to so NerdCube correct again. So I'm not sure that's true. So that's what I was about to argue with. I've been saying that Darkling's got a couple of, decent breaks here, but really he didn't actually get that many breaks beyond he did get a Sanctuary Town. So I think getting to dig the center is quite strong for Darklings. That was a really good move on his part. So, but that's about the only thing that went very well for Darklings, and I don't know how big of a deal this is. It's a pretty big deal, but the thing is, the 2 key town for me is insane here. I won a crazy number of cults this game, and had to put very little effort in. Well, very little is a bit of a stretch. I do have 5 priests in the cults, and I took a 2 key town, so I put in a good amount of effort. But the point is, usually I'm not going to get this well. Like, usually somebody's going to contest. Swarmings is usually going to go 2 key town. So, I don't know. I think it's a pretty big break for me that I got this many cult points this easily, and, like, this in line with my game plan, and it was so many cult rewards. I think there's easily ways that goes worse. Um, Beating witches to this hex felt pretty good too. That's a bit lucky. Or Swarmlings could have taken this, but this turned out super good. Swarmlings coming here was a pretty good break for me in the final round too. Swarmlings could have just built this dwelling and never built this one. So I don't know. I think I might have caught more breaks this game than Darklings did, and we were only 7 victory points apart. I'm not convinced that Chaos was actually the best faction here or not. Regardless, I think it's quite close, but I don't think it would have been that crazy for me to just take Darklings at 30 and let everybody start at 30 and play the game out. It would have been it would have been very interesting and fun. But anyhow, Darklings would have won by 9 if they took the Power Town. Yeah, and so that's a great point too. You're right. Darklings just made the wrong choice. Is it really 9 points though? So Darklings sent a priest to fire that they didn't need to, so they get 3 more points on a town. But if they take the Power Town, they get 2 more points on Earth 1. So, wow, yeah. So they only lose 1 point on their town, but then they gain 6 points of network. So they just gain 7 points, and then in a swing to me, they gain 10 points in comparison to me. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Darklings, like, did throw the game away completely at the end by just taking the wrong line. So I should be, like, quite a few points behind Darklings, even with all this. So I don't know. It's an interesting argument. I'm not convinced that Chaos was actually best here, though. It's unresolved for me. Darklings are still just quite good, and this track was always going to be pretty good for them. It was pretty good for Chaos, though, obviously. Like, I don't think either of those are wrong, but it's not clear to me that Chaos was best here. But anyhow, ultimately, it was really fun to play another game, get another stream in. This was a good game. Glad that I could actually launch it. That was weird, obviously, with getting stuff started, but all good now. I might yet stream at Agricola later tonight, not sure. Everybody Weber is starting up his stream shortly, I think, so you can continue jumping around on Terra Mystica content today. Otherwise, definitely tune in for the Fire 2 Open Finals tomorrow. NerdCube and I are casting. It's going to be a good time. And then as for an all-player commentary, I really need to speed up and figure that out. Mike hasn't been responding today, so I don't know when or if that's happening. Or if is a stretch. I don't know what the crew is going to be, but I'm trying to actually get the weekly all-player commentaries happening. So we'll see. But yeah, it does not look like Weber is up yet, so you'll have to go kit him later. It doesn't look like I can get any there, but one of the best games on stream in a while. Glad I decided to go second night. Yeah, this was a nice game where things actually did. Again, despite some of my recent complaints, this is a game where things did just break my way. So if Swarmlings don't build here, I think that's enough to make me, well, is it enough to make me lose? I don't know. I mean, I don't really have the resources to build this town unless Swarmlings gives me the neighbor. So, like, I have a lot of breaks here to win by just 2 points. So, it's nice to get that, but it's been a while. Public callout, yeah, I mean, whatever. You never caught a Weber stream live? Exciting, yeah. He should be doing an all-player commentary with, I think he said it was Ryan the Man, Logus, and Claybo. So that should be a really fun table. So, yeah, everybody should tune into that. It'll start up soon. If you're not aware, he streams at twitchtv.weber/WeberAJ. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I might wind up streaming at Agricola yet tonight. Might just play Minecraft. Who knows? We'll see where we head. But this weekend there might be some more streaming content. Regardless, it was fun to get a double Terra Mystica game in here today. And yeah, it was fun to have a Chaos Magician win and all that. And I don't really have much else to say. So, good seeing you all around, and I will see you at points throughout the weekend and whatever. See y'all.